Hello, welcome to another grief share video. Today I'm going to talk about some of the frustrations that I've been dealing with over the past week. It's been actually kind of a really tough week. More than one really difficult things to go through, and everything just kind of compounds on itself. But, one of the biggest issues me and my husband have been dealing with since we got our house. And there's probably a whole grief share story I could share about that. We really struggled for years to be able to find a house. Excuse me. If you know anything about the housing market, it's just kind of a mess, and a lot of people, um, millennials and younger, are just kind of stuck because COVID has driven prices to a difficult point, and um, getting paid from jobs just isn't really keeping up um, with the housing market and stuff like that. So, if you're able to have a house and be of a certain age, you are pretty blessed. But anyway, we got a house last year that was a hoarder home, and it had been sitting for a couple years because the person had passed away and the family was trying to figure out what to do with it. So we were able to purchase it, and it had a mice. I I guess I'd call infestation. There were at the time we didn't know, but we had moved in and we started seeing a mouse here and there, and so we got some mouse traps and really had no trouble. I guess that was probably December, January last year. We didn't really have much trouble with catching the ones that we caught. The house has 3 floors, so I think, well, if you include the attic floor, so we found mice on almost every floor, and we thought we took care of the problem. We caught quite a few, um, but I guess, well, over the summer we didn't really see anything. I think that's why we thought that we got everything. Nothing was moving around. We had traps out, and nothing was caught. So we didn't see anything until trying to think if it's been 2 or 3 weeks ago now. We started seeing or we started hearing things, some movement. And I remember one night I was downstairs and I heard um, what sounded like a mouse, in some boxes and stuff. So, I mean, I was just kind of like, okay, well, I know we have a mouse now. Um, we just figured, that the traps would catch it. But I remember one night we were sitting watching TV, and we just heard this really loud crinkling sound, and we went into the kitchen and found a mouse eating some food that was on the floor. Well, not directly on the floor. It was in a box that we didn't think the mouse could reach, and so it had been getting in and eating it. And so I think the first thing it ate was some chocolate, and I think it was surprising because we had several traps already in the kitchen, and they hadn't caught anything. So we were kind of confused and not really sure what to do initially, because excuse me, um, it was confusing why the the traps weren't catching it. Well, I mean, initially we kind of thought, well, because there was food on the floor, maybe that's why it wasn't getting caught. Um, but we took the food off the floor. It was able to get up and start eating food, um, kind of on a counter a little bit higher than where the box of food was. We had some flour a little bit um, off the floor on the counter, and it started eating that, and still not able to catch it. And I think at that point um, we were just trying to figure out what to do because, like I was saying, it wouldn't go into the trap. Um, so the last couple weeks we've been trying different traps. We've been doing different things to try to catch the mouse. And I did forget to mention that we found a lot of like dead mice when I guess a couple weeks after we moved in, or at some point we were trying to remove cabinets, and we found some of the mice, um, some dead mice, which indicated that the people from before us that owned the house, or maybe somebody that lived in the house, had been trying to kill the mice problem. But they they just, I guess there's just still a bunch around. And it's an older home, so we've been kind of concerned that they have a way to get out of the house and come back in. But anyway, part of the reason we kind of figured out why we were seeing some mice now is because the weather's starting to cool off, and so now they're more active and things like that, and I guess trying to get food. But um, what's really frustrating is not being able to catch the mouse. It's a smart mouse. I know some people were talking about it some on the internet, that they ran into that kind of thing, but it's just it doesn't get on any of the traps, and we've got several different types, and it just seems to understand um, more than other types of mice for some reason. And me and my husband have seen mice before, and they've all been caught with traditional traps, so it's just a little confusing and a lot to learn. But it's also very stressful because um, if you've ever had a mouse problem, you know it's tough because it's getting on your stuff. It's um, we took out all the food from the rooms that we had food in. We had kind of a little snack table in our living room, but we took all the snacks off it. But it still jumps on the table and looks around to find food, and it's been all over our stuff, and it just makes you feel really kind of disgusted and stuff. So we're kind of stressed out with that, and on top of that, we've been having internet problems, and um, I mean, it happens now and then, especially with bad weather, but the last couple of days, the internet just keeps going in and out, and there's not any bad weather around, so it's kind of confusing, and um, we don't really have the best like mobile network situation. We just happen to be in an area that doesn't get good reception, so we haven't really been able to do very much without internet. And on top of that, we've been running into some stuff with the holidays. We've been invited to some holiday events already, and it's that's a lot of stress too. We have to, I guess we have to let our families know one way or the other if we're going to be there or not. There just feels like a lot of pressure in all that. And I've talked about this some on previous videos, and um, I'm sure I'll be saying some more about the holidays coming up. But there's a lot of pressure from family to always go to the holiday events, for whatever reason. So that's factoring in, November and December coming up. So anyway, I guess I'm just gonna try to um, end it there. There's just so many things going on, but um, hopefully that gives you kind of a picture of the stress that we've been dealing with, and there's probably so much I can go into it next week. So I'll probably just make another video for that. But anyway, thank you for watching and have a nice day.